Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on the zone. I got the main man when we missed the main event.
What's happening?
Smith. What's happening, mate?
Yeah, all good. Another fight week. Back here to do business.
Is it weird hearing noises in the background of kind of commentary over your fights and your best knockouts?
A little bit. I think it's more weird. I can hear my dad's voice saying more. I've heard that enough times, but yeah, I mean, fit, good, relaxed, and I'm ready to put on a big performance Saturday.
Yeah, I know people will have a couple of questions about why we're not in Sheffield. We're not too far away here in Nottingham, but you're going to have, a few 500-600 fans in on Saturday night.
Yeah,
but just slightly away from the hometown?
Slightly away. I think obviously the arena wasn't available on this date, so, Nottingham was, it's an hour, 50-minute, an hour away, so. But yeah, it's got some great support coming down. They're going to be, making some noise, and yeah, I mean, I think it's good I can headline in a different city, and I'm grateful for that. So big thank you for everyone coming out.
I know the European belt was important to you. We had the John Fernandez fight locked in, and then of course that didn't happen. As Frank said up there, you could have moved on. There was talk of you and Liam Paro. There was even talks of you and Devin Haney. But this European strap's important to you, and making sure that you look back when you do hang the gloves up and go, everything before the world title, I've got the full set.
Exactly, I want every belt, and I wanted that European. Obviously frustrating towards the back end of the year, but yeah, Saturday night I captured that European title, and then we move on to those big fights. And for me, this is my world title eliminator, because I know what can come after this. So big performance, and I'm ready to take onto the big fights.
What can we expect from Waleed Usyk?
He's a solid fighter, former European champion. So he's a big opportunity for him. He's going to bring it, and that's why I prepared well. And I think he's going to bring and put on a good fight.
Would you prefer a fight where someone looks you in the eye and kind of says a little bit? I suppose it's quite hard when everything's going through a translator who's sitting there in the middle writing on a notepad.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I always think someone who speaks a lot is a weak fighter.
Really?
I always think the loudest in the room is the loudest in the room is the mentally weakest, and I'm a big believer in that. So, I mean, Waleed, he seems a good guy. You know what I mean? I can say a bad word about him because he's not said much. But neither do I. Look, I think the best fighters will say less, get in there, put on a great fight, and that's what boxing's about. I don't need to trash talk, say this, say that, because I think a lot of people have to say things to boost their own confidence.
Kind of convince themselves that they're doing the right thing.
Exactly, or it's a bit they say it in a way it's a threat. Look, enjoy all this moment. You're on there on the top stage. Just get in there, enjoy it all, and then you're going to get in another fight at the end of the day.
Do you know what, that lines up exactly with the Dalton Smith that I know. Obviously, we know each other away from doing interviews and fight weeks now. Yeah. You've never been one to kind of say too much, even when last year there was the Adam Azim thing and everyone wanted you both to go at each other.
Yeah.
You've always just sat back and kind of gone, I don't need to say too much. Exactly. I mean, and you're going to sit back after Saturday night, having not said too much, but with every single belt for our world title. So it kind of lines up with who you are, right?
Exactly. I mean, I don't need smoke blowing up my arse. Do you know what I mean? It's I just think that's what boxing is. We train hard. I always think boxers are good people. It's the hardest sport in the game. Train hard. You know what I mean? Have fun doing it, and then get in and have a scrap.
Yeah. Let's kind of dissect 140 a little bit. So you've got the WBC silver.
Yeah.
Puello was upgraded to full champ, and he's fighting Sandor Martin on March the 1st.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? The winner on March the 1st and yourself in the summit, is that, out of all the world titles, is that what we can kind of expect perhaps, June, July, summertime?
Sounds good. And I mean, I'm sat at number 2 by the WBC, so, I think that's a big possibility. But look, I know what I want. That's the WBC world title. But I'm not talking too far in the future, because Saturday night I've got to get a job done. First stop is I'm collecting that European title, but then the green and silver belt I've got on my shoulder, I want to turn that to green and gold.
Yeah. Well, then you got the WBO, Catterall and Barboza for the interim. I spoke to you after Jack's last fight against Regis back at the co-op. You're going to be ringside, just keeping another eye on a 140 and a 140 domestic rival?
Possibly, I'll be there.
Maybe taking a nice holiday, well-deserved holiday instead.
Yeah, maybe. I can never book anything before a fight, I never have, so it'll be a last-minute thing. But look, even if I'm there, I'll be there to support Jack. I've said it in interviews before. Obviously, me and Jack's a possible fight down the line. Obviously, 2 British 140 fighters, but I'll be there to support Jack because he deserves his shot. I believe Jack should have been a world champion before. He's been there for a long time and he deserves that shot. So, like I said, credit where credit's due. Jack deserves that position. He's earned it. He's earned his stripes. And if I am there, I'll be there to support him. If not, I'll be watching TV.
Mate, you're right. Completely deserving of what Jack's going to get from here on for the rest of his career. Yeah. And then the IBF, Richardson Hitchens beats Liam Paro. What did you make of that fight and Hitchens' performance?
I thought it was good. It was a 50-50 fight going into it. I could have seen the fight going either way, but again, that's another fight I'd be interested in. But like you said, there's many fights out there. A lot of fights what can be made, and I'll just sit back, do my work in the ring, and then the fights will happen.
It's exciting. I presume that for your world title shot or during your world title reign, there's going to be some exciting stuff stateside. Yeah. I bet that kind of gives you like a proper buzz as a boxing man. Yeah,
definitely. It's like you said, a lot of the big fights are over in America, in the States, and I think it is good. Like, you can be a good fighter over here, but to get well known, go and put some big performances in over in the States, and I think that can propel your name and your profile.
Final one, I've got to ask you, I know this is your fight week, but we had the Eubank-Benn announcement. I just want, kind of from the boxer's eye, one, what you think is going to happen, and two, whether you think Eubank being at 160 with rehydration clause or second day weigh-in, or Conor coming up 2 weights, what's more beneficial for a fighter, and how do you think the fight's going to go?
It's hard to say, you know what I mean? You can put too much weight on, feel sluggish or feel good, but then you can also take that too much, that you can slightly too much, take it off.
We're talking like real thin margins here as well.
Real thin margins, yeah, it's boxing. And sometimes you can take that little bit too much off. But yeah, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think it's a good fight. So yeah, it's a good fight. Glad that it's made.